found this picture on the internet of surfboard graphic. So I downloaded the picture, printed it up, and I'm going to trace it out. First thing here in Logic Trace, we're going to define the four corners of the diagram. And that's just a matter of touching those four corners on the paper diagram. First selection I'm going to make here is the curve fit, and I'll start doing the outside perimeter of the surfboard. And that's just a matter of going along the edge of the diagram, touching as you go along. Once I've completed the curve fit, I'm going to turn around and save my work. Here on the diagram you can see where I'm touching along that outer perimeter using the curve fit command. It goes along pretty fast. Next command I've selected will be the trace command, and I'll start tracing out some of the internal parts of the surfboard graphics. Because of the detail on the inside of the surfboard graphics, I selected the trace command because you can pretty well do anything with that trace command. Straight lines, tracing, whatever. You'll notice here I use that red pencil to mark off where I start my tracing. Helps me keep track of what's been done. Also helps me not to have a cross vector and trace something over top of what I've traced. The diagram's fairly detailed, but with Logic Trace it's easy. You just follow the lines. Like I said, using the trace command, it's quick. As I mentioned earlier about saving my work, I save my work frequently because it creates a working copy called TLG. So if I have a problem with my tracing, I can just reload that TLG and just start tracing right at that spot again. Also, to get at that TLG file, just open up the options command there and you'll see where it says load file. I pretty well used that selection, the trace command, for the whole project because nothing here was curved or straight lined that much. It was easier just to use the trace command for everything. I'm located on one of the Great Lakes, so surfing is not a real big thing here, but people do surf when it gets really stormy. But I think the graphics on this surfboard that I did is just for display purposes. Again, you can see here where I'm saving my work. The other good tip here is that I print out my diagrams as large as I can. It's a lot easier to trace out a large diagram with some of those small details. I'm getting close here to finishing up, so what I'll do is I'll create my final DXF file, and I'm going to load that file into the laser software. I'm going to be using three different materials here, three hardboards. I'm going to be using a white, a black, and a brown. So on the one side of the surfboard it's going to be white graphics, on the other side of the surfboard it's going to be black graphics, but in the center will be a brown core. The brown core is going to be my substrate, which will have the white glued to it and the black glued to it, so both sides of the surfboard will look different. Same graphics, just reversed colors. You can see here I'm cutting the black hardboard, and it's a smooth cut. Shown here I'm cutting out the brown hardboard, which is the core of the project. This will give you a shot of the white graphics, and this will give you a shot of the black graphics. You can see that core in the background. Here I'm starting to put it together, and you can see the black graphics with the white background, And now you can see the white graphics with the black background. I sort of thought the best way to photograph this surfboard graphics is take it down to the lake. It was an interesting project to do and colorful.